Welcome to the Manager Lab, where we delve into the increasingly dynamic world of talent management. In each episode, we will unravel key insights, break down the most relevant books and articles, and provide actionable tips to optimize your approach in developing and retaining top talent. Stay tuned for a deep dive into the art, science, and strategy of unlocking your team's full potential. Let's enter the Manager Lab. Today we're diving into one of the most powerful chapters in the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell, the Law of Influence. In fact, if you ask Maxwell what leadership is, he'll say one word: influence. And his premise is simple, yet revolutionary. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Let that sink in. Leadership is not about titles. It's not about corner offices. It's not about org charts or pay grades. It's about influence. And if that's true, then every single one of us has the capacity to lead, starting right where we are. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the story behind the principle. So in this chapter, Maxwell contrasts positional authority with genuine influence. He reminds us that you can be appointed to a position, but you cannot be appointed as a leader. Influence must be earned. You may have the title manager, you may have authority over budgets and performance reviews, but if people only follow you because they have to, you haven't yet tapped into true leadership. Real leadership happens when people follow you because they want to, and that's influence. And influence is built on trust, character, competence, and connection. So here's key takeaway number one: titles don't make leaders, trust does. If leadership is influence, then trust is its currency. You can demand compliance. You cannot demand commitment. Influence grows when your team believes you care about them, you're competent, you're consistent, and you act with integrity. Managers, this is where your daily habits matter. Every conversation, every follow-through, every promise kept. Influence is accumulated moment by moment. Key takeaway number two: influence flows from relationship. Maxwell in the chapter emphasizes that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. We've all heard that statement. Influence expands when connection deepens. And as a manager, your effectiveness doesn't start with strategy, it starts with relationships. So ask yourself, do I know what motivates my team members? Do I understand their career aspirations? Have I earned the right to challenge them? And when people feel seen and valued, they open themselves up to your influence. Okay, key takeaway number three: influence is earned before it's given. Maxwell makes a crucial distinction. You cannot expect influence simply because you hold authority. Influence is earned through credibility, results, emotional intelligence, consistency over time. Think of influence as a bank account. Every time you listen well, you make a deposit. Every time you admit a mistake, you make a deposit. Every time you protect your team in difficult moments, you make a deposit. But every broken promise, that's a withdrawal. Leadership isn't built in a single moment, though. It's built through daily deposits. Okay, so here's some actionable tips for you as a manager. Let's make this practical. How do you grow your influence starting today? Number one, lead yourself first. Influence begins with self-leadership. Model the behaviors you expect. So if you expect accountability, model that. Discipline, model discipline. Growth, model growth. Optimism, you get the picture. Your team is watching you far more than they're listening to you. And if you want a culture of ownership, own your mistakes. If you want energy, bring energy. If you want growth, be growing yourself. Influence radiates from example. Number two, invest intentionally in relationships. Schedule one-on-one conversations that aren't about performance metrics and ask these questions. What's one thing I can do to better support you? Or what does success look like for you this year? Or where do you want to grow? What competencies do you want to really develop this year? When people feel valued as humans, not just employees, your influence multiplies. Number 3, deliver consistent results. Warmth without competence doesn't create influence. Maxwell reminds us that credibility really matters. Be excellent at your craft, know your business, follow through relentlessly. People trust leaders who produce results. When your team sees that you can navigate challenges effectively, then lean into your leadership. Okay, number 4, empower, don't control. Positional leaders control. Influential leaders empower. So instead of asking, how do I make them do this? Ask, how do I inspire them to want this? Give ownership, invite ideas, share decision making. Influence grows when people feel they are part of something, not just subject to it. And number 5, protect your team. One of the fastest ways to build influence is loyalty. When your team knows you have their back, especially in difficult moments, trust skyrockets. So advocate upward, clarify expectations, and shield them from unnecessary noise. When people feel safe under your leadership, they follow you willingly. And here's the beautiful reality of the law of influence. You don't need a bigger title to become a bigger leader. You can lead from wherever you are. The frontline supervisor who earns trust, the project manager who connects deeply, the team member who inspires peers through example. That's leadership. And for those of you building teams, shaping cultures, and driving results, especially in complex operational environments, influence is your multiplier. Because systems matter, strategy matters, metrics matter, but influence is what makes them move. And here's the final challenge. Reflect on this question. If your title disappeared tomorrow, who would still follow you? That answer reveals your level of influence. Leadership isn't granted by HR. It isn't printed on business cards. It's given by people, one relationship at a time. So build trust, model excellence, serve first, and empower boldly. Because leadership is influence, and influence is built daily. Go lead in a way that people choose to follow you. And until next time we meet in the Manager Lab, do good work.